Hello, and welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. It is the 5th of February, 2025. It's a Wednesday, and a couple small things. Obviously, Xstack keeps getting announcements piece by piece by piece, so a little bit of touch up there. 5 Mile Creek, a new neighborhood in Upland that was sold through the ETH sales. We'll get into that again. There are some neighborhoods that have been some neighborhoods for sale for purchase. If you want to buy an entire neighborhood to develop as you see fit with some extra advantages provided by Up, which includes a custom structure for the neighborhood, your opportunity is still there. I mean, there's what's available is not cheap, but it is available. So congratulations to 5 Mile Creek. We'll get into the announcement there. And introducing the builder score to Upland. We'll get into that as well. We know that we have the collector score that's come in. And people say, what is the value of building? People have said it for a while. Utility is limited. Putting structural ornaments on, potentially having a meta venture. And that's been about it. So add a little extra, at least points value, at least competition to building. Get into some of the details there. And that's about it. That's about it for a Wednesday. And we'll get into all of those things after we get through the disclaimer. All views and opinions expressed by myself. They're mine and mine alone. Shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. So I'm representing the game of Upland, the team of Upland. My self is not represented, and myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show, is not represented by the comments of any contributors or guests. They're welcome to the comments, but they shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They're representing the game of Upland, the team of Upland, again, or myself, or the Cafe Nightly Show. Tree, is good to see you. Glad you could be here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the announcement again. The keynotes here on the announcement today, the big one, builder score. This is something that Upland's talked about, being able to have different ways of tracking activity and competitions and scoring, and even to the point of, does this add any trackability for what people are doing in the game up? And it does a little bit as far as the activity that they're putting in, and potentially some scores along the way, potentially a little bit of competition, which is always fun. Introducing the builder score. It's time to earn recognition for your contributions to Upland. We're rolling out the builder score, a new system dedicated to highlight and reward Upland's most active and dedicated users. This includes the all-time and seasonal scores with exciting rewards up for grabs. Compete in the Frost season, first season ever of the Builder Score 2025. Again, this is the first time we've ever had Builder Score, so this is the first challenge leaderboard. For a chance to win some exclusive prizes, including the Arctic Dragon Block Explorer and some Sparklet. Let's take a look, learn a little more about this contest. And it looks like it's going to be a seasonal contest like the Collector's score, which started in last season. This is starting this season. I expect it to happen season after season. If it does, I mean, it adds these layers where people who are continuing to compete in the game and continuing to have their own level of involvement can have a way of keeping track and competing again against other Uplanders for leaderboard position, but also some prizes along the way. All-time leaderboard builder score. There is going to be one. The all-time leaderboards for the builder score is a testament to the players' total contributions to shaping Upland. This score is a prestige ranking showcasing the most dedicated movers and shakers in the building space. While the exact algorithm remains proprietary to maintain fairness, the following key factors contribute to a player's builder score with varying weight. Ornaments, the total number of ornaments applied to all of your structures. That's an interesting one, because again, that's not about Sparklet use. It's not about keeping Sparklet maintained. But again, builder score isn't necessarily only tied to buildings, isn't only tied to building activity. So we see map assets come in here as well. Total number of map assets applied across your properties. These type of things where we have manufacturers in the game, we have people who are creating these assets and these structural ornaments. People who create them have a hand up already. If you have a lot that's full of map assets that you're trying to sell, well, that might skew some of these scores. It's one of those things that I always think about when I read these contests or see these contests is, what is the way, again, not intentional manipulation, but what is the way that the scores are getting skewed by different people's gameplay. In this case, someone who's a manufacturer and makes thousands of really either inexpensive or easy to build low spark hour requirement to build assets. They could have hundreds or thousands of these map assets that might skew the score. Just a thought, just a consideration. If you manufacture the asset, here's this one, you can receive credit for up to 25 of your own. See, 25. You have to have some type of restriction, but still, that 25 is going to be a little bit of a skew. But Upland at least put a limitation on there. If you've got 50 of the same map asset, obviously Upland doesn't want to consider the second 25 or hundreds and not consider those hundreds. If you manufacture the asset, again, 25 credit for 25 of them. The rest you do not receive credit for. Structures. Points for all structures you own, both started and completed. Completed structures provide significantly more points. Spark. All spark acquired, either won, purchased, or earned, including from treasure hunting. So when we look at the builder score, it's not just what spark you staked for what period of time. It's the number of structures that you currently own, which you may have purchased in the secondary and not built. It is a spark that you've acquired that you may or may not have used to build, but you may have done other things with it. The map assets you've acquired over time. Maybe you built some of those or made some of those. Maybe you bought them all. And then finally, the ornaments that you have to decorate your properties and you have is a key applied to structures. That's what we're looking at as the overall what goes into the score. All-time builder score does not come with specific rewards, but serves as a badge of honor, making players who have made a significant impact in the game of Upland's building. Gives them a little check mark, asterisk, star next to their name. And again, there are people who like to compete or just have recognition, a little bit of recognition for those who are heavy in the Spark game. The seasonal builder score. In addition to an all-time builder score, we're going to have each season a seasonal builder score where players can compete for exclusive rewards. The players with the highest score at the end of the season receive special prizes, including Sparklet and Block Explorer. Seasonal score focuses on contributions within a specific city and a specific time frame. The key elements are ornaments, the total number of ornaments of in-season ornaments applied to your structures for frost season. That means frost ornaments. Map assets, that's map assets that are applied in the designated city. The same 25 manufacturer limit does apply here. Again, Las Vegas is the city for frost season for this season. You receive points for all non-self-manufactured assets. Again, the first 25 for manufacturers, and then everything that you did not manufacture yourself, you will receive points for in the city of Las Vegas. Structures, points for every structure started or completed within that season, that time frame. So you have to either start a structure, you get fractional points for how much you build it during the season, or you have already started the structure and you finish it during the season. Spark, all Spark won, bought, or earned during the season. So if you're earning Spark, you're buying Spark, you're you winning Spark through treasure hunting or other forms, that is the Spark that counts towards your score, not the Spark that you've had for years coming into the game. This feature is currently in beta, which means that Upland will be keeping track of how it performs, how people interact with it, how people enjoy it, and making changes as appropriate to make it more fun, to make it a better part of the game. And again, if we see skewed scores and we see scores that seem to reflect one aspect of building and not others, Upland may adjust appropriately. Take a look at the scoreboard. Let's see. Take a look at the scoreboard that is live now. There it is. Oh, surprise. Builder score, all-time, Abdullah, go figure. Having all that Spark counts for something. And then you see this Frost score. So you can sort by Frost score. Highest Frost score right now ain't right. Look at that. I just 65.11 for Frost season. City Pigeon 23.01. Gap Q, a Quap Q, 22.23. This is people who have already started, either started building things or have structures finished, or some of these points could very well be coming from structure ornaments. So if you have a lot of frost structure ornaments and you have them out right now, that's contributing to your score, and that's very, very possible where a lot of these scores are coming from so early in the season. Again, this is going to be something we're going to see season after season. This is the first season that we've had. Let's take a look at what the prizes look like for this season. The Frost season 2025 marks the inaugural season of the Builders Score Leaderboards. It runs from the 14th, or runs until, the 14th of March, Friday, when the season essentially ends at 9 a.m. PT. Players will compete for exclusive rewards, including items that will boost their seasonal collector score in the future. 1 to 3rd place, first to third, Arctic Dragon Block Explorer 1000 Sparklet and a Season Builder score badge. 4th through 10th, they don't get the badge. They still get the Block Explorer 500 Sparklet. 11th through 25th, they just get the Block Explorer. This is what the Block Explorer looks like, the Arctic Dragon Block Explorer. This is your chance to cement your legacy as one of Upland's top builders. Start building, decorating, and placing assets to climb the leaderboards and claim your rewards. Stay tuned for more details and updates as we continue to refine and expand the Builder's Score system. So keep in mind, there's another thing to keep in mind as well, and that other piece to keep in mind is this kind of dovetails. We've seen it before with dovetails with the other contests that we do have, an ornament contest or decorating contest for properties. So if there's stackability in some of these contests, if you are decorating in Las Vegas to compete in the essentially property decoration contest, you're going to get those same points by keeping those in the neighborhood or in the city are going to count towards this leaderboard as well. Again, we're looking for and seeing Upland adding these features, layering these features, making seasons more seasonal. This is the second full year, or I'd say the start of the second full year, aka we've only completed 1 year. We're starting our second as far as seasons are concerned. And we've seen Upland be very iterative, add features over time for what a season is, what you do during a season, the type of traditions that kick off each season. And building and expanding on that, we now have the Builder's Score, which is going to be a seasonal contest. We already have the Collector's Score, which started last season as a seasonal contest, second month going on for the Collector's Score. And we'll continue to see that layer here, most likely. Maybe there's going to be another leaderboard contest that happens monthly. Maybe there's another competition in addition to racing that happens monthly. We'll have to see, but that is a start anyways. That is a start in the layer of season to season. Xstack's flashy graphics. Again, Xstacks. I'm sure Upland's going to continue to promote this. This is something that is a social game, and Upland ultimately has the leaderboard contest going based on socials in many cases. The interactions with your post, as opposed to the high score that you earn along the way. Maybe that is a future here. Maybe, how people interact with other people's gameplay is as important as far as the social aspect as their own gameplay. Maybe that's part of what we're trying to foster here, or Upland trying to foster here. Play, connect, earn. In Upland, you could be doing all three of those with this one contest. You could be doing all three of those by sharing out or tweeting out your scores and having somebody interact with that. That's connection, I guess. And then you're earning because you're earning points from it. I don't know, but it does seem like this is more of a social activity. This is more of a interacting with post activity than it is really real gamer engagement. Playing hardcore, doing the best you can. Being a try hard, putting all the effort on, and then leaving it all on the table. But again, this engagement with other people and seeing what other people are doing is a competitive element that some people enjoy. So Upland's going to keep pushing it. What would be even flashier for your posts? Get some more information, some more clicks for more flashy posts. And there's a whole thing here. Here's some fun GIFs and videos you can use to present your city with pride. This is essentially, again, here's a bunch of different, look at all those graphics that Upland's put together so people can go and post and people can say, hey, we're doing this in Chicago. Look at our scores. We're working together. We're doing this in Los Angeles. We're working together. It's that idea. It's that idea that we are making this more of a social event, more of a social competition or a social share fest, as opposed to the gaming side. And that is one part of Upland for sure. If you check out in Discord, you'll see that post from the Xstack's flashy graphics, and there is a link to a bunch of different graphics you could use for your social post. And finally, 5 Mile Creek. Let's have a big congratulations out for Matsuda R for picking up 5 Mile Creek neighborhood in Dallas. We're excited to see what you do with it. This is a fantastic neighborhood, and see what developments that you can come up with. Again, the idea here with these neighborhoods in the first place was to have that control, to have the control of all the structures want to be built in a certain way. We want to do, build a layer 2 community that ties to layer 1, and then kind of use layer 1 ownership to gate into layer 2. And what you can do with that is, starting with owning everything, you can select who purchases what properties from you. You can, sell them at the price that makes sense. You can build out the layer 2 experience, and then you're selling a share or selling a position into that layer 2 experience. Owning the property gates you in. Build the experience first, then sell the enhanced utility-based property after the fact, or build the neighborhood out, make it look really pretty, put all your structures in a certain way, and from there you're selling an enhanced property inside a special neighborhood. And just like the real world, it's not just the way that particular property looks, it's how it fits within the neighborhood that is put in that affects its value, that affects how attractive it is to people or potential buyers. So same thing here. I would love to see, and I'd love to see what Matsuda R is going to do with this neighborhood. It's kind of something that we've seen, since Genesis Week 2024, that this has been something that's been available. We've seen a couple get sold. We've seen a couple start the development. The Diamond's Hands is going to be coming out and going to continue to come out. Queensbridge in Vegas is going to continue to develop, and we're going to see how that grows over time. But that is a neighborhood. It's the same thing. It's a private neighborhood. It's getting developed. Properties will be sold at some point. It has a custom structure that was approved or we put it into the game through Upland. So it's kind of exciting to see that get done. And that's about it for the day. We do want to put a couple other notes on. Obviously, we are 5 days into frost season. Continue to watch and see as the month progresses. It is worth now, and I'll mention it again in a couple of days. We'll go and review piece by piece. But the tasks are out, seasonal tasks. Review them. Take your opportunity. Take your time to make sure you're doing those over time. And otherwise, looking forward to this season. Continue to roll out. For tonight, I'm gonna say thank you so much for being here. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. We do get together in the Upward Discord Cafe. We get together on YouTube and on Twitter. And of course, if you're in the Upward Discord Cafe, always feel free at the end of the show to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.